Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I'm Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what the messages are with the cards that came out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here. So let's begin and find out what comes through and what cards come out. So the first card we have is the Queen of Cups. And we have the Ten of Cups and the Five of Wands in the reverse, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Tower card in the reverse. So we do have Scorpio energy with this Tower card showing up over here. So this Tower card showing up in the reverse, I do feel like this is an energy of wanting to actually kind of circle back and be able to mend something that may have gone through some really unexpected falling apart. And I do feel like this is a connection that may have been unexpectedly either go through a challenge or an ending, but I do feel like there is a sense of holding on, and I do feel like there is also a sense of wanting to rebuild what was once had or what has been lost. I do feel like with the Queen of Cups showing up over here, that this also feels like someone who still holds on an emotional level. I feel like they always have a soft spot for you. I do feel like with the Queen of Cups showing up over here that the feelings are still quite strong. And I do feel like this person is genuine. I feel like they're very caring towards you. And I do feel like with this Ten of Cups, this is an energy of having had projected a certain vision into the future and wanted an outcome where it is a lot like this happily ever after. So I do feel like there is a sense of holding on to hope and also being very optimistic about the future of this connection on your part too. With the Five of Wands showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of being able to make up. I do feel like with this Five of Wands showing up in the reverse, there is action towards reconciliation. I also do feel like there is a desire for being able to have peace within this connection. They don't want to fight with you. I do feel like there is a desire to actually end any kind of conflict or tension between two people, but also just misunderstanding. With this Five of Wands showing up in the reverse, this does feel like there is change in the dynamic, but I do feel like it's a change or a shift towards more harmonious energy. I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Hermit in the reverse. We do have Virgo energy with this card. You could be dealing with a Virgo. We have the Ace of Cups. And the Seven of Wands in the reverse. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Cups also in the reverse. So with this Five of Cups showing up in the reverse, I do feel like this is an energy of really changing the perspective on things. I do feel like also a desire to be able to really be able to get out of a dark place. I do feel like this could be healing, but it is also a conscious decision to be able to actually put in an effort towards healing. I do feel like with this Five of Cups, this also feels like an energy of change. And I do feel like this connection is either going through a lot of changes and a lot of shifts. But I do feel like it shifts towards a more harmonious and more pleasant energy to deal with within a connection between two people. With the Hermit card showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of being able to hear from someone who I do feel like they could have been a moment of a period of no contact or silence. And I do feel like with this card showing up in the reverse that is something that did not affect a person quite well. They didn't take it well. I do feel like this is an energy of kind of having a hard time with the isolation. And I do feel like there is also a sense of hearing from this person and a sense of really wanting to be able to put themselves out there. I do feel like this does feel like an energy of hearing back from someone who there may have been some silence within this connection or pause, but I do feel like there is that sense that this is an energy of wanting to actually kind of make amends to any kind of hostility or tension. I do feel like with this Ace of Cups, this is a new beginning. I do feel like there is a sense of also a new beginning or a fresh start that is headed towards a more positive outcome. With that Ten of Cups from up above this Ace of Cups, I do feel like there's a strong emotional connection over here. I do also feel like this is a new beginning when it comes to being able to connect on an emotional level. And I do feel like on some level, there's also this really strong spiritual connection. I do feel like with this Ace of Cups, this is a very strong connection between two people, but I do feel like there's also an offer with this. And I do feel like there's also a sense of either a friendship or a relationship being offered. And I do feel like there's a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions there. I do feel like it's quite pleasant emotions and feelings. With the Seven of Wands, I do feel like there's a desire to put an end to any kind of fighting. There's a sense of wanting to clear the air. I also get that with that Five of Cups, Five of Wands in the reverse. There's a desire to really make amends or clear the air and be able to, they no longer want to fight with you. I do feel like this is about wanting to actually have more peace or harmony being brought back into a situation where things may have really been in a bit of a difficult place with that Tower card showing up here. And even the Hermit card, I do feel like someone may have been even giving you the silent treatment, or it may have come across like that, but I do feel like this does feel like an energy of wanting to actually put an end towards any hostility. But I do feel like with the Seven of Wands showing up in the reverse, that there is a sense of relinquishing that tension, wanting to be able to actually have a fresh start, one that is more so peaceful. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the Wedding card. We have Trust. And we have Honeymoon. So with this Wedding card, this does feel like an energy of being quite committed. I do feel like there is a commitment in this connection. I feel like that's a big part of the attraction, the connection. I do feel like this is also a very committed energy when it comes to the way in which this person feels about you. I do feel like they are in a place where they have a lot of strong feelings for you with that Queen of Cups. And I do feel like with the Hermit card showing up in the reverse, this person may have experienced a bit of overwhelmment around their feelings for you in this connection. But I do feel like with the Wedding card showing up over here, they know your value, they see your worth, and they do feel like they could be actually deeming you as somewhat of a marriage material for them. I do feel like there's a sense of really getting to a milestone in this connection. And I do feel like there's an offer also being made with that Ace of Cups. So this Trust card, this is about having faith within your connection and where things are going to lead. I do feel like there is a very particular end goal with this connection. And with the Ten of Cups showing up above this Ace of Cups, I do feel like there's strong feelings and a sense of being emotionally invested in a certain outcome in this connection. I feel like with this connection, it is one that's quite promising with this Trust card showing up over here. With the Honeymoon card, I do feel like this does feel like having a strong honeymoon stage in this connection. It may have been what may have felt like a false start, but I do feel like there's a desire to be able to get onto a path that is leading towards something more hopeful, something more optimistic. I do feel like with the Honeymoon card, there's also a desire for getting back to a time of the honeymoon period. This has to do with good times, and I do feel like with that Five of Wands showing up in the reverse, as well as the Seven of Wands showing up in the reverse, there is also a little bit of some longing for a time when things were quite tranquil, quite good. And I do feel like there is also perhaps an apology. There's some remorse around the situation and a desire to actually fix things, make a wrong right. So I do feel like there's a fresh start with this Ace of Cups in this connection. And those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Cancer. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Cancer.